Hey folks, it's Nick Granville here. So I'm just trying a different setup. Hey folks, it's Nick Granville here. So I'm just trying a different setup today. So hopefully this looks a little better and sounds a little better. Different microphone, different camera and setup. So did I play some stuff for you today? I'm going to talk about my pedal board. So hopefully this helps with a bunch of questions people have had. So I built a new pedal board, and the reason I did that was I was going to build this massive big pedal board, and I thought no compromises. I'm going to have everything I want on this pedal board, be able to do any type of gig. And then the more I looked at it, I just thought, how's this going to work in practicality? Like in practical terms, like it's going to be very difficult to get around, traveling and all that. And I just thought, I need to go back to the basics, which is just like a very simple pedal board, an amp, and a guitar of some sort. Usually the Schofield guitar, the 335 type guitar is probably my favorite, or this for more pop type stuff, or depending. But this is what I ended up with, and I'll kind of talk about some of my decisions and how I got to them and why. So starting at this end, we have the OC2. I love this thing. These old octave pedals just sound fantastic. They're glitchy. They're not a clean octave, not like something like Electro Harmonics, Pog, or something like that. They're not that. They're glitchy and grimy and dirty, and I love that. That's great. I got this about a month ago, and I'm completely sold on the Zen Drive. It's pretty much a staple for me from now on, I think. The hype is real, I knew about this because of Robin Ford, someone I've listened to for a very long time, and loads of other players, but once I got one, it was just like, that's kind of what I've been looking for. It's interesting, it has a tone control. The tone control is not like a regular tone control, it's actually like a high cut. So when you have it up on full, it's actually flat. When you turn it down, you're actually like cutting the highs, but I like that because then I can have it set up for the bridge pickup and cut the highs so it's not harsh, it's just that fat thing. But it's super dynamic and it's not high gain, it's kind of medium, I would say. And then I have the BB preamp and I have that set up for the neck pickup. Now, typically for me, that would have been a tube screamer. Reason I went for the BB is that, it has an EQ on it, and I like being able to EQ it more for the neck pickup. So I'll turn the treble up a bit to sort of balance out the warmer sound of the neck pickup. So there I have bridge pickup overdrive, kind of more gain, lower gain, neck pickup, Stevie Ray Vaughan-esque type sound. This one's been hammered, as you can see, both the knobs are broken, still works. Echoes, love this. Tap tempo, small pedal size, does what it's supposed to do just so well. Slightly modulated delays. I pretty much leave that on all the time, except I'll turn it off at the end of tunes so the delays don't trail if you play hits or something. But I'll leave it on and I just kind of tap the tempo in and I have it set so it's barely audible. It's just kind of like almost like a reverb, but it's pushing your guitar sound forward. That's lived on my pedal board since forever. It's the Flint by Strymon. The reverb I have on the 60 setting, and I leave that on all the time. I never touch it, pretty much. On the tremolo side, I turn that on or off, and I will set it to the harmonic tremolo, which is the top one, the 61 harmonic trem. I love that. It's almost uni-vibe, like not quite uni-vibe. And then a looper. Now, I actually have a looper in here, but what I like about having a separate looper is that I can have delays going into the looper. And also too, with having a knob here that I can turn the volume up quickly and stuff. Super easy. So use it when I do clinics, workshops, teaching, all kinds of stuff like that. It's really useful. Don't really use it on gigs, but occasionally I'll set up a loop. But my favorite thing for using a looper is during sound check, I'll just play a little bit into the looper and then I put my guitar down and I go and have a listen out the front and see what the sound guy's done. Because 9 times out of 10 they do stupid stuff. Like they have some preset EQ that they just stamp on every guitar part. They would, for example, they might wind off everything below 200 hertz at the bottom, and then basically your guitar sounds thin. My thinking is start with it flat and adjust it if you need to, right? So it's really nice to be able to go out the front and see what's going on there. Anyway, And also, you know, to get a perspective on what's going on the stage. You know, if it's really loud coming off the stage, might not be aware of that, but I can if the loop is going. Or maybe the sound guy says, look, your amp's really loud. You go and listen out the front, and you're like, no, it's not. Like, the drums are way louder. Anyway, I try and I do that to try and get the best from the show for both the sound guy and me and for everybody playing so that we're all happy. That's the idea. Anyway, that's that. And then on the back, I bought an Ojai by Strymon. This is the only one I could find that fits this size pedal board because it's split into 2 parts. Only one that fits this size pedal board and will power a Flint. Because most power supplies won't. They're not grunty enough. So the Ojai, because that needs quite a lot of juice. And so does that. And surprisingly, the Ditto Looper actually is a pretty picky pedal too. It'll, you know, if you're kind of sharing it with power supplies and stuff, it'll get a little bit... So anyway, each one of these 500 milliamps out, plenty to power all the pedals, and then I link those 2 together. That one's on its own. So that's how I get 5 to become 6. I'm going to put a tuner in here, a little mini tuner, and then this is just a little board to kind of travel around, to do gigs, to performances, whatever I might end up doing, recordings, although I do use the X effects for that, the fractal. I love that in the studio because you don't have to wear headphones. You can listen and you sit in the studio next to the producer and just, you know, most of the times I need to do that stuff really quick. You know, get in there, get out, and they're on a timeline, so am I. So the fractal just is so great. But I will use this as well, the little Victoria and some kind of guitar. But that's kind of my thinking behind the pedal board. And I dig it. You know, I used it for a gig night before, and it just worked perfectly. It was great. So, anyway, I'm going to be doing more of these kind of quick format videos like this. I found that, you know, the big production stuff just took so much time, and I found myself like, it was getting in the way of getting content out to you guys. So, I do more of these kind of quicker things like this where it's just a quick video, minimal production setup, but just hopefully some good content that you dig. So, if there's stuff you want to see, let me know. You know, I'm always up for it. I had a bunch of people ask about gear and guitars and stuff, so maybe I'll do some kind of gear, look at my gear if people care about that stuff. That'd be choice. Anyway, hope everybody's well. Does anyone find that if they have a whammy bar, they're just kind of like a kid in a candy store and you end up going, you know, on every tune just because it sounds cool? I haven't really had whammy bars on any of my guitars for a long time, so kind of this guitar I just go berserk on it. So anyway, hope everybody's well. Stay safe and look after your family and your friends, and perfect time to be playing more guitar, isn't it? You know, cheers.